Hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. As Mike mentioned, my name's Dan, and as of a week ago, I was working at an organization called Cleveland Neighborhood Progress, which convenes all of the neighborhoods from around Cleveland. And I just quit to become a garbage man. And so for the past 9 months, I've been working really hard with a dedicated group of 4 people to form a company called Belt Riders Composting. And so what we do is we're a worker-owned, bike-based organic waste removal solution. So there's that triple bottom line. And what we do is trying to help advance and sustain local food systems in Cleveland. Now how we do it looks a bit like this. So we've got a bicycle and we've got a trailer, and the trailer can hold around 300 pounds of food waste at a time. And we go to any one of the 200 community gardens across Cleveland to bring them rotting food. And this rotting food is like gold to gardeners. It's something that every gardener needs to grow more soil, because if you're a gardener like I am, you're gardening on soil that used to have a house on it or used to have a business on it. So the reason we're doing this is because 40% of all the food that's grown in the United States is wasted. That costs our economy $185 billion a year. And this is at a time where 1 in 4 children throughout Northeast Ohio are going hungry or are food insecure. So we thought, how could we capture that waste and use it to provide value-added good and service to some of the people who are doing the hardest work in Cleveland, growing food for our most vulnerable. So to put that in perspective, it could fill the amount of food waste produced in a day in this country could fill our beloved Cleveland Browns Stadium every single day without fail. So the way we do this is by twofold. One is by providing a service to residents, in which we provide them with a 5-gallon bucket just like this, and they'll put it next to their garbage can or recycling can and put their banana peels, eggshells, coffee grounds in there. And we'll come around as often as once a week to pick this up, and we charge them $5 to do so. On the other end of the spectrum, we work with schools and businesses to collect their food waste. We charge them by the pound, and we then bring that to community gardens nearby them. Now, how do you make money doing this? So our revenue model looks very similar to the life cycle of a carrot. So the carrot needs good, healthy soil to grow in. It then is purchased, processed, and there's waste at the end of that process. So we provide people with a receptacle to put that in. We then work with gardeners to ensure that that gets turned into high-quality soil, and that goes back to help grow carrots for the next season. We found a way that we can generate revenue at the exchange of each cycle. So currently, we're operating in downtown Cleveland, the near west side, and we're going to be working in University Circle in the next couple months. The reason we're currently working there is because we're bike-based. So what we'd like to say is that if you have roads, if you have land, and if you have food waste, you're a community we can work with. So the reality is that Cleveland is pretty behind in this trend. Cities across the United States are looking at this as in very, very serious terms. Cities like Seattle, Boston, San Francisco, Las Vegas even, and Austin, Texas, have adopted food waste diversion strategies, which either make it downright illegal to throw away a banana peel, as it should be, or incentivize businesses to properly dispose of their food waste. So if we look locally, there really aren't any competitors on a large scale, though particularly for residents, though for some large-scale businesses you do have an option to compost, but those don't have a direct benefit to the community that you're living in. And on the other side of the spectrum, we've got the home gardeners who've been composting for years, and we think that we can tap into their knowledge base and teach us a little bit something that we don't know yet about compost, but also connect them to a network of growers that are very passionate about providing food for their neighbors. So how this looks in practice is on the top left, you'll see Michael, who's one of the co-owners of Belt Riders, picking up from Bon Bon Cafe, a cafe and restaurant on West 25th and Lorraine. So we collect all their pre-consumer food waste in a bucket and take it off. And on the bottom right, we collect food waste from residents. Just like you'd put out your recycling, you could put out your compost, and we'll pick it up. From that point, we load it into our trailer, we weigh it, and in real time we can give invoices and impact scales to all of our members, load it into a trailer, and we're on our way to one of 15 community gardens that we work with. There, after 3 months of being in a compost pile, we've got a value-added good that we could either sell and access or donate directly to the community gardens that it's processed at, and that's compost. So ideally, we want any one of the 22,000 vacant lots from across Cleveland to look a little bit more like this, providing healthy and affordable food to some of Cleveland's most vulnerable populations. We haven't been able to do this alone. We've got a lot of early adopters that bought into this idea, who saw the value in where other people see waste. And so these are just some of them. There's some of your favorite coffee shops, restaurants, breweries, and nonprofits. And one really exciting partnership that I want to point out is with Councilman Joe Simperman. He's going to be piloting our program with 150 of his residents throughout this summer. And in addition to that, working on legislation modeled after Boston's to incentivize businesses with tax incentives to divert their organic waste responsibly. So if we look at our finances, in year one, like I said, we're 9 months into this, and we've done it all with just $2,000. We bought a bike and a trailer. And with that, we've got 50 members, and by next year, we think that with a pilot program and growing support, we'll be able to reach 250 members. And by year 3, we think that our membership will warrant buying property to begin processing and packaging our own compost, which we can sell at farmers markets and at gardening stores across Northeast Ohio. So with an investment from Sea Change, we think that we could reach all across Northeast Ohio. For every $2,000 invested, we've proven that we can make that money stretch. We can buy a bike and buy a trailer and begin expanding. In addition to that, we need support to allow our members to be able to update and manage their accounts, as well as brag about the amount of food waste they've been able to divert. We think that it's important for people to tell the story of why diverting food waste is important. In addition to that, we're piloting a program with Notre Dame College that will employ college students to begin diverting organic waste from their campus to community gardens throughout South Euclid. So I invite you to follow us and support us. I want to thank my family, my friends, and my business partners for all the support and Sea Change as well. We've learned a lot, and I tremendously appreciate all of your attention.